and say anything. We're living in a world now where we can't even say anything without being told that, oh, you're being ignorant, narrow-minded, and judgmental person. As if being a judgmental person is really a bad thing. People always say, don't judge, it's not right. You should never judge a person without getting to know them. Some that's actually not really true. Because sometimes you can judge a person by their appearance, and you could just assume what type of person an individual is based off of their appearance. If someone dresses in a certain way, or if someone walks a certain way and has a certain attitude, and if they have bad vibes, you have every right to judge them negatively. Sometimes being a judgmental person is a good thing. I mean, and sometimes it's a bad thing. But sometimes when you judge someone negatively, that means that you're using your common sense and you've analyzed them well. And here's what I mean. Now, first off, if you judge someone negatively, that's just because something is out of the ordinary and something's not right with that person. And being a judgmental person, that ensures your survival. This assures you that you still have your common sense, which is not even common anymore. And being a judgmental person, allows you to be a rational individual. Now, you can't just give everybody a chance and say, oh, I'm not going to judge anybody based off of their appearance. Sometimes you should, because our essence, our face, that's our essence. Sometimes you could tell just by looking at a person's face whether they are good people or bad people. Sometimes if someone has a vibe, that if someone has a certain vibe about them, you could tell whether that person is bad or that person is good. But for people to say, who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? You're narrow-minded, you're ignorant, you're this and you're that. This is something I hear a lot from liberals. But you know what? You know what's actually funny? From my experience, the most judgmental people are the ones who say, I don't judge. Whenever people say, oh, I don't judge people, I don't judge, I'm not going to judge you or whatever. And they say like, oh, I don't judge you at all. I give people a chance and I try to get to know them. You can try to get to know someone, yeah, that's fine. But if you say that you don't judge people at all, and the people who say I'm not judgmental, believe me when I say this, they are the most judgmental people out there for certain reasons. Number one, they care about what others think, so they want to preserve this image that they are good people. Two, because of the fear of negative backlash from other individuals, this is the reason why they say that they don't judge. Because they don't want to be perceived as ignorant or narrow-minded at all whatsoever. Third, the most important thing, they are worried about being judged themselves. That's the reason why they say this kind of thing. And believe me when I say this, and because of that reason, this is exactly why. You know, they say that they don't want to be judged. They're not. This is the reason why they say they don't judge. People who claim to be non-judgmental are the most judgmental people, because when you least expect them to be narrow-minded and judgmental, they will gossip and say the worst kind of things behind your back, and you'll find them judging others and be like, oh, look at how he or she looks. Oh, that person looks nasty. Yeah, this person's ignorant. This is probably why he's a Trump supporter, so he must be a racist. So people can say all kinds of things. There are so many people I see on a daily basis wearing the shirt, a hat that says "Make America Great Again," and other people usually assume that because of that, because that person wears a hat that says "Make America Great Again," They just assume because he's a Trump supporter, that means he's a racist. This is just how liberals think. They think that you shouldn't judge anybody, but they judge a lot. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie when I say this. This is the reason why the people who say they don't judge are the most judgmental people, and they don't even try to get to know you. They don't want to try to get to know you as a human being at all whatsoever. They just want to find something wrong with you, and then they judge you. But then when you call them out on it, they say, like, you're lying, and you're lying. They accuse you of being a liar. They accuse you of being dishonest. And then they fabricate so many facts about you. And they don't even get to know you for who you are. And this is why you can't trust those kind of people who say, oh, they don't judge. Everybody judges. I once had a person ask me, if people are doing if people are practicing incest, they're doing it in the privacy of their own home, and they're not bringing a child into this world, which could cause a lot of repercussions. Then who are you to judge, and why would it be your business? And here's what I told those people. What I told them was, if I drank poison for 15 years, if you saw somebody drinking poison for 15 years and they haven't died yet, does that mean that it's good for them? And then they had the nerve to lie to me and say, well, it's not my body, so it's not my business. But I know that they're lying, because they don't want to sound like they're ignorant. They want to be a part of this trend of non-judgmental people. But the fact of the matter is, how is that any different? You practice incest, you're pretty much playing with poison, because there's risk of pregnancy, and that's risk for a lot of issues like mental and physical defects and deformities, and the list of a plethora of issues, including a mutated DNA. So why in the world would you want to play Russian roulette with someone else's life, an unborn's life, nonetheless? So when people say don't judge, and they say, like, who are you to judge? Those are the most judging people. This way of thinking is simply detrimental. You're judging for judging because I'm judgmental. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes any sense. That's ridiculous to me. So the next time someone says that they don't judge and they're not judgmental, don't take their word for it. Just assume that they are going to be very judgmental, and don't be surprised if they come at you sideways and catch you off guard. And don't say I didn't warn you, because that's actually a fact. So here's the conclusion. It's okay to be judgmental. It's okay to be negative. If you want to be judgmental in the positive sense, that's fine. If you find someone attractive, that's being judgmental, because you have an impression of their beauty. So that's a positive. So that's called being judgmental if you think about it. Only difference is you're being positive. If someone stretched their ears out by 36 inches and they look like mutated freaks, you're going to say, okay, this looks like a freak of nature. That doesn't mean that you're being narrow-minded. That just means that you're seeing something that's out of the ordinary, and your heart's beating a little bit faster because you're shocked. So it's normal to be a judgmental person, whether it's positive or negative. It's okay to be judgmental. If anybody ever tells you guys that you're being judgmental or you're being negative, don't listen to that. Those kind of words may hurt you, but it's actually okay to be a judgmental person. That's just the bottom line. End of discussion. Thank you.